checked in terms of number of players generated, but you see the problem we've had before is just getting worse. All of these top value players who've declared for England. I mean, look, to like the video if you've enjoyed today's episode, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm Dodgy Gamer, and I'll see you again soon. Alright, another episode done, and Cayman Islands number. Hello? An obscure nation? Cayman Islands? I think you've called the right number. So hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dodgy Gamer here, International Manager of Mystery, managing obscure nations so you don't have to. And what on earth is going on here, you may be asking, especially if you're new to the channel. Well, let me explain. A couple of months ago, or a few weeks ago, I did an experiment called Newgen Nation, in which I took 10 of the world's best clubs. If you would like to know which 10, go and check out my Top 10 Youth Academies video, because that's where I got the ideas from. And I put those teams and all their facilities, all their youth facilities, into the Cayman Islands, which means, while, for example, Manchester United still compete in the Premier League, and Barcelona is still in La Liga, and Salzburg are still in the Austrian leagues, their new gens are coming through with Cayman Islands nationality, and we were trying to see if this would improve the fortunes of the Cayman Islands national team on the world stage. Results were mixed. There was an improvement. World rankings did rise. They qualified for one World Cup. They became regulars at the Gold Cup. But there were a few limits. They seemed to hit a ceiling around 75th in the world rankings, and they got stuck in this cycle of reaching the Gold Cup quarterfinals and kind of falling at the last stage of World Cup qualification. One of the main issues affecting them was that, not that they didn't get great regens coming through, we got some fantastic regens coming through, but a lot of the best ones decided to turn out for England instead of Cayman Islands. You see, Cayman Islands is a former Commonwealth nation as part of the British Overseas Territory Act, offers citizenship, I guess, to people for the UK as well as Cayman Islands, so that was a problem. So, I had an idea, I put it to you, my dear viewers, and most of you seem to be in favour of it, that perhaps I should do a mini-series where I take over the Cayman Islands as manager, bringing back the International Manager of Mystery persona, and I see if I can then take over in the game and I can perhaps persuade some of those players to turn out for the Cayman Islands. We had the frustration sometimes that while there were players who went on to play more than 100 times for England, there were other players who declared for England, never got anywhere near the England national team and could have done a fantastic job for Cayman Islands, so I'll be targeting them. In today's episode, we're just going to look at the initial setup. I'm going to, off-camera, play through the first year of matches because none of our new gens will have been generated, and then I'm going to jump ahead to show you when the first new gens come through, show you some of the potential talents we've got, and if you are a member of my Discord, you can head over there after watching this episode, tell me the name of a player you like the look of, and I will name him after you. If you want to join my Discord, the link's in the description. So we're going through the initial meeting with the Cayman Islands FA, or CIFA as they like to be called. So you can see they're formally welcome as currently 200th in the world. They have had a high in the past of 127th. Wow, a low of 202, so they're pretty much at a low ebb at the moment. So here's a look at the current best team. Look at that. A midfield trio, all called Ibanks, and 2 Ibanks up front. You will find, we found this in the experiment, that a lot of the names come through very similar names coming through all the time. Lots of double barrel surnames as well, which can be quite amusing. Now, we see there are already some regens, obviously, from the regen faces and the fact that they're 16. However, if we click on these guys, you'll see they either haven't got a club, okay, all of them haven't got a club, or they're signed up to Cayman Islands teams. I do have the Cayman Islands Premier League active as a file I downloaded from the Steam workshop, just because, you know, the way the game's set up now, if, for example, a player comes through the youth system at Benfica and gets released, he can join a Cayman Islands club quite easily. So, press conference scheduled, the Cayman Islands have appointed, Dodgy Gamer looking for some new managerial experience, expectations, they want us to finish in the top half of the Nations League Division C. Let's have a look at that. So, okay, Nations League is happening in North America now, much as it is in Europe. So we're in a group with Barbados, St. Martin and US Virgin Islands. St. Martin, as far as I know, are one of those teams that's not actually a full FIFA member. Hopefully they'll be pretty easy to beat. US Virgin Islands, 198th in the world, so just a little bit above us. Ooh, Barbados, the powerhouse in the group, at 160th in the world. And that is our schedule for 2019, just those 6 Nations League games. So we're going to play through those. I'll catch up with you in a moment. So you see, we've played it through our Nations League campaign. We started off with a 2-1 win, pretty hard-fought win, close game against the US Virgin Islands. You know, we were separated by just a couple of places in the world rankings. So, Jairo Sanchez, what a great name. He got the brace that gave us that 2-1 victory. We then we hosted St. Martin, 5-2 win this time. We got Marky Banks, Elijah Seymour and Tex Whitelock, another great name there. They did come back into it in the second half. We then, in October, hosted Barbados. They outplayed us, really. They were all over us in the first half. We were able to pull one back late on, but despite some late pressure, we could not get the equaliser. We then bounced back with another 2-1 win over the US Virgin Islands. A little bit tougher this time. We went behind. We had to come back in the second half. Benjamin Cupid. You just gotta love these Caymanese names. We then travelled to Barbados. Pretty tough game here, but we rattled them. We took the lead. They equalised in stoppage time in the first half. They had a man sent off. We were all over them in the second half looking for that winner, but we just couldn't quite get it. We took it all out on poor St. Martin, racking up 7 goals in our final match. But was it enough to progress? Unfortunately not. That draw we had with Barbados, those were the only points Barbados dropped, so they topped the group quite easily. We finished second, so that's alright. It was what the FA expected from us. The only thing we're missing out on is the fact that the top team in the group did get to play in a playoff qualifier for the Gold Cup, so we're not going to be in the next Gold Cup in 2021. In terms of rankings, we've gone up to 192nd, so steady progress there. As for the squad, I mean, we don't have a huge interest in the squad at the moment because we don't have any players yet to have come through. Now, here you go, you see, most of them are at Caymanese clubs. We've got 1 free agent. We do have 1 player at Manchester United. Bit of an oddity, this one, Paul Woolston. I looked this up. What I think has happened here is he's a real player. He's not a regen. He starts the game in the Manchester United squad, having transferred there from Newcastle, spent some time on loan at various clubs in the northeast. I think he just takes Cayman Islands nationality because he thinks, well, why not? Maybe I'll get to play for the Cayman Islands. And that's exactly what he's done, so fair play to him. Anyway, we've now jumped ahead to March. I was planning to go through to July, but there's a reason why I've jumped back this early. You see, we've got a friendly here against Bermuda. It was supposed to be British Virgin Islands, but they unfortunately managed to get into that Gold Cup playoff that I mentioned a moment ago, so never mind. We had to cancel that one, and we got Bermuda instead. The reason I brought you back now is if we go over to the Manchester United team, take a look at that under-18 squad, we can see down here, it's happened. We've got some Caymanese players now here. As I mentioned before, we do have that caveat that they've also got English nationality. But let's take a look at a couple of them and see if we can pick out any future stars. So we've got here Dwayne Banks, a mere 15 years old, but already valued at £200,000. Pretty nice for him. Not a fantastic player. I mean, the determination, the mentals don't look that great. I mean, he's got a bit of bravery. Physicals are okay. He's good at tackling, but maybe he can do a job for us. So let's now head over to Benfica, Portugal, see if we've got anybody worth again here. Okay, looking a bit better here. Shakur Seymour, 15 years old, right winger. So he can dribble with the ball, he can pass, he's got good technique, he's got flair and leadership, he's a bit aggressive. Ooh, that'll be nice. He plays for the team, he's got good work rate, pace and acceleration. It's all there. He's definitely one that we should add to the national pool. You'll see here there's also an option to ask him to represent the nation. So let's click on that straight away. Okay, this is a problem we might have. Shakur Seymour has rejected our request. He would much rather represent England. Okay, he's impressed by England's reputation within the game. So we'll add him to the national pool anyway. We'll keep an eye on him. Hopefully England don't keep an eye on him. And later we can persuade him to join us. Alright, super long name here, Christopher Connolly Ebanks. He's a midfielder who can pass, so that's good. High determination and composure as well. We've got a few decent physical stats. Let's try him as well. Ask him to represent the nation. Okay, he's accepted the call-up. Good, so we've got him available for the Bermuda game potentially. So we're now over having a look at the Sporting Lisbon squad. We see here a player, wow, we've got Keon Soares, who's got Caymanese and Barbudian nationality, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier to persuade him, and I think there's definitely one worth persuading, old Keon Soares. He, and a potential one, might not be named Keon Soares very long, because I imagine some of you may fancy naming him. Get yourself over to the Discord and do it as a striker. Finishing is not that great, but he can dribble. He's got first touch, free kick taking technique. That's all good. We can sort the finishing out later. He's got composure though, which might help make up for that lack of finishing. Decent determination, flair. We like a flair player in our saves, and decent physical stats as well. We're definitely asking him to represent the nation. Don't let me down, Keon. Ooh, okay, this is a little bit different. Keon Soares, it's undecided. He wants to fully consider his options, and I've got the option to chat to him. So, come on, Keon, let's have a cup of tea and thrash this one out. So what are my options here? I'm currently leaning towards Cayman Islands. Good start, Keon. Feel I could become a key player. Is there anything else you want to say to convince me? Okay, I'll agree with him. You could become one of my key players. Fantastic. Maybe you'll be able to play a significant role in helping us improve our reputation. I'll say that as well. Oh, oops. He doesn't see that being a reality right now. Yeah, maybe that would be an option to choose when I'm trying to persuade like a 21, 22, or 25-year-old to join us. I'll leave you to make your decision. He's going to get back to me on that. So I had a look at Ajax and the Dutch teams. I'm guessing they've got a different youth intake day because we haven't got anybody here yet. Also an interesting situation at Barcelona in that here, like with the goalkeeper I showed you earlier, we've got some Spanish players who have taken Cayman Islands as their second nationality. Unfortunately though, when I click on them, there's no option to talk to them anything about the national team. Maybe that will appear later. Wow. Atalanta have certainly taken in a lot of young players here. Let's take a closer look at a couple of them. This guy, I don't know if he's a great player. It looks like he could be decent, but look at that name. Mark Welcome Whitelock. You are welcome to lock up his name for yourself if you wish. We will try to speak to him. Again, just for the name, we've got to have J Brazil as well. Nicholas Murphy, determination of 19, perfectionist. Ooh. Yes, please. Come on, Frederick Charlie. We'll have some of that. I love shopping in Atalanta. Ron Solomon. Ron Simmons. Damn. Okay, welcome Whitelock is undecided. We'll do a better job of speaking to this guy. He's going to say he's interested, but he's not interested. Sorry, he's leaning towards England because they've got the better reputation. I'm going to say, yeah, don't look at the reputation. Don't look at the reputation. Think about the travel time. You know, you just chill out in the Cayman Islands, just pop down the road to play your internationals. He says, I understand it's not all about reputation. Okay, was there anything else? You could become one of our key players. He said that's encouraging. Yeah, you don't want to be jetting off around the world. No, not when you're already in the Cayman Islands. It's definitely appealing. The decision is yours. He still wants to play for England. Brazil is joining the Cayman Islands. It's a no from Murphy and a no from Frederick Charlie. He was going to be a great header of the ball. But we have got Ron Solomon. Thanks, Ron. Now, much like in the Newgen experiment itself, it seems Salzburg are not so keen to sign the guys. They've only signed 3 of them. So we've got Shaker Challenger Sanchez. What a name. I mean, these names are fantastic. You can rename this guy if you want, but we are going to ask him to represent us. And Jed Murphy as well, another baldy beardy, but we'll have some of him. And they've both rejected us. And finally, we come to Israel, or Israel comes to Cayman Islands. As we've set it up, we've got a few here. We've got one here, Fidel. He's Brazilian. He's half Brazilian. Well, he's got to be good then. Sebastian Wilson, we're going to need a goalkeeper. Ronaldo Challenger, he looks rubbish, but we'll still ask him. Rohan Lee Lewis, a centre-back who's aggressive, brave, and has very low composure. Yes, please. And all the boys from Maccabi Tel-Aviv have accepted. Right, so that went on a little bit longer than I anticipated, so I am going to leave the episode there for today. You've seen the setup. You've seen the results so far with just the Cayman Island players in the database. I did load all of the Cayman Island players available, of course. And you've seen the first few new gens to come through. Over on my Discord, I am going to be there posting some more screenshots of some of the other players that come through when the Dutch clubs get their intake, for example. And as I say, if you want to name a player and be a part of this series, do let me know there. What I'm going to do with this, probably 1, maybe 2 episodes a week. We'll probably just kind of go through and we'll have irregular episodes. It won't be every season, but every time we've got a key game, a key qualifier, or we get to a tournament, we'll come in and have a look. Anytime a big player comes up, we'll have a look at him too. And I'll keep you updated on the Discord as well of the various players that are coming through and the results as they happen. So I do hope you'll be a part of this one as you were a part of the original experiment as well. So thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like button if you've enjoyed today's episode. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Join the Discord to get involved further in this series. I'm Dodgy Gamer, International Manager of Mystery. I'll see you again soon.